Hi, Mrs. Salas. I'm Ardis, your student nurse. I'm here to do R.O.M exercise. I washed my hands already before I came to your room. Let's start first from your shoulder. Okay. I'll do flexion and extension of the upper arm. Again, flexion, then extension. Just repeat the process. Let's do hyperextension. I'm doing abduction and adduction. Again, abduction and adduction. Just repeat abduction and adduction. Now this time we're doing rotation of the shoulder. First, let's start from outward rotation and inward rotation. And always make sure that the upper arm is 90 degrees from the body. Alright, again, outward and inward. Now we're working on the elbow. Again, flexion, then extension. Again, flexion and extension. Now we're working on your wrist. First is flexion, extension, then hyper extension. Again, flexion, extension, hyper extension. Just repeat. Then turn your hand, radial flexion, ulnar flexion, radial flexion, ulnar flexion. Now we're working on the thumb. Abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction. Just repeat. And then for the pinky finger, let's do flexion and extension. Alright. Then afterwards, work on each finger individually. Then, lastly, do the flexion and extension of the fingers. So extension, flexion, extension, flexion. First, work on the hip, flexion, and extension. Again, flexion and extension. Just repeat. Alright. Outward rotation, inward rotation. Outward rotation and inward rotation. Okay, this time work on the knee. Flexion, extension, flexion, extension, flexion and extension. Now we move to the ankle. Dorsal flexion, plantar flexion. Dorsal flexion, plantar flexion. Just repeat. Inward rotation, outward rotation. Inward and outward. Alright. Now we work on the toes. And abduction, adduction. Abduction, adduction. And work each toe individually. Then lastly, do flexion and extension of the toes. Alright. Flexion, extension. Flexion and extension.